Then someone came through who at the time was managing David Bowie, Pink Floyd, and promoted the Rolling Stones, and heard me play and matched me up with someone who did a type of music that I thought was really like uncool and boring at the time, but it was #1 in Australia, so they had a lot of money. Went on tour with that person, and then went down to the States. I got a scholarship to a place called the Berklee College of Music, which was a trade school for musicians. It's kind of ironic because I really struggled in school, in high school. And so when I went to Berklee, it was supposed to be a place where I could go to get a professional training doing something so I wouldn't have to continue on in school. I started a band while I was there. Every member of the band has a worldwide #1 and a Grammy. I don't. But I also got very sick of the lifestyle because I'd been touring for 10 years by the time. So everything that I just played that wasn't. If we're looking at it on paper, what they do is they get rid of it all. And they just say, really what matters is just this. And so that misses everything. That misses completely what the blues is about, which is about improvisation, right? Developing a personal sound. And then if we look at lyrics, being heard in a world that doesn't want to hear you. They're not interested. So what are blues lyrics about? They're much less about like, oh, you know, my mortgage payment is late and you know, I can't get my taxes. It's much more like, you know, mean old lady taught me to weep and mourn. Or they say sing while you slave and I just get bored, right? Sort of like just whatever your experience is. So, knowing what we know about the blues and knowing that we know it's an oral tradition, there's one piece of information I want to give you, and then we're going to do we're going to write a blues together, and we're going to write it about that mean old Mr. MacLeod. Yep.
So real.
Didn't know that was coming.
Yeah. So let's think of something. So what would be? Yes. Okay. Anybody else? Anything that you care about that we can talk about in a class. Yes.
I love food, you know.
You love food and you're not allowed to eat only at certain times, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you'd say like.
Before we really get into it, I'm the middleman. I'm just here because I have bosses.
Yeah, but nobody cares,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Okay. So good. So you would come up with an image. Hole in my belly.
G-Red, go back to class, please. G-Red, return to class.
So you would say, yes, hole in my belly, test on my desk. How's that? So then we'll do that, and then you would repeat it. Yeah, hole in my belly, test on my desk. Now we need a phrase, and then it could be something like mean old Mr. MacLeod don't care. Because it doesn't have to rhyme, right? So you would say, and that's the setup. But, so this would be an example of, if you're a blues musician, first of all, you want to capture your audience's attention, right? right? And it's normally what's called a shout. MacLeod, you don't care. Right? And then you would, that's enough, and then you would improvise, and you would play and make sounds that provoke the feeling. So if I'm singing about this, right? I'm not gonna play like, keep going.
Okay, sorry.
Right? You're gonna like make. Something, and then you might go and you might just make noise. Anyway, and they would go on for a long time. And then it would come back. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, and so then that's about as much like school learning you would do around the blues. You're gonna wanna make the BPM, you wanna make sure that you set the BPM to be, or the beats per minute to be the same as what you've downloaded. Otherwise, that way you'll be able to see. So now your samples will be 1 square, 2 squares, 4 squares. You don't have to worry so much about the key, but it can be a good reminder later on when you're looking for things. And then what I'm going to teach you is an approach to beat making that's really simple, and it's called layering. Click and drag, you bring it in, you want it at the top, that's your beat. So then I would just take the part that I like and repeat it. And it's not meant to be the solo, it's just meant to be a little something that goes with it. So you turn it down, and then I might do another one. Perfect. Okay, ready? All right. Here we go. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I got all the money, I got all the girls. They be looking at me cause I'm a role model. Y'all don't know me, I'm Randy, the one and only. I'm the best, you feel me?
Wow.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Yeah man.
Okay, I'm a baller, let me shoot my shot. What's your name, what's your age, what's your number and snap? Yes sir, that's all I gotta say.
Dude, that was awesome.